good to be here.
It's great. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
So, Tammy, you're a speaker, you're an author, you've done some television hosting yourself. Aren't you the good Christian girl? Isn't that you?
I'd like to think I'm the good Christian girl. I wrote the book, Confessions of a Good Christian Girl, because I started interviewing women on Aspiring Women, which is the show I do in Chicago. And over a 10-year period of time, I started to hear the stories of women's lives, the reality of their lives, not the reality that they project. I call it the garage door life, when the reality you go into your home and the garage door goes down. And the private world, the private suffering of Christian women. And I started telling these stories about suicide and depression and sexual addiction in women and true brokenness. And these women found they had no place they could go. There was no place they could be real. There was no place they could be authentic. And so I started in this journey of sharing the lives of good Christian girls and how the secrets that they keep and the grace that God will give them if they are honest and transparent about their pain and suffering.
Did you do this through a process of interviews with certain women, specific women? Did it start with friends?
Yeah. You know, it really started with the topics I didn't think the church was dealing with. Topics like sexual addiction in women, brokenness, multiple divorces. Those topics, such as suicide, we just didn't hear issues. We don't hear the stories of what is happening in good Christian girls' lives. I know that was true in my own life, Scott, because here I was speaking to hundreds of thousands of women a year. I was doing a nationally syndicated international show, Aspiring Women, and I had 4 teenagers. You know, that could have done it right there. That was a challenge. But walking through the reality of what my life looked like on the outside and what was really happening to me on the inside. And I became so concerned about the image. I think for a lot of good Christian girls, we want to make God look good. We think it's our responsibility to make God look good, so we don't really talk about what's happening in our lives.
Draw in a deep breath and throw open the door, 'cause that's what a heart is beating for. Yeah, that's what a heart is.
Because when we've been sinned against, we often find ourselves sinning in response to the sin done against us. Now, I listen to women that talk about the fact they were abused as children, and yet here they are as mothers, and their children are pressing them to the edge, and they're wanting to, you know, throw their child across the floor. How can that be? When they hated the abuse as a young girl, and yet they are finding themselves in the same situation. We must be willing to talk about our stories, because women are dying. Good Christian girls are living such a facade, and yet as we are willing to tell our stories, unveil what we really are walking through, the glory of God is revealed. He really is seen in the process of that.